following is a burnt popcorn deepfake.
Lord Vader.
It looks like there could be a second season of Kenobi.
No, it can't be. The first season was so terrible. Did you see the part where they hid Leia under a giant trench coat?
Welcome to hell, bitch.
Here's a quick pop about episodes 4 through 6 of Kenobi.
Mostly.
Screw that. There's gonna be so many spoilers. You ain't never seen so many spoilers. Alright, so the long and short of it is, this show simultaneously destroys a bunch of canon, all while leaving Kenobi exactly where he was before the show even started. I can't say I'm surprised. I'm going to recap the last 3 episodes of Kenobi, and then explain to you why they're terrible. We pick up after the pathetic fight between Kenobi and Darth Vader. Kenobi is getting his burns taken care of by that salt tank that seems to be able to cure everything. Reva has captured Leia and taken her to Azkaban prison. The Inquisitor's fortress. My mistake. Kenobi wakes up from in the magic fish tank and is like, "Where's Leia?" "What? She's been kidnapped? We gotta go save her. I don't care how many of you get killed." "Yeah, I know her dad has an army, but I'm willing to risk your lives." Meanwhile, Leia's power of annoyance seems to be too powerful for Reva's Jedi tricks, so she gives up and resorts to child torture. Wow. Maybe I was wrong about that whole redemption arc thing from my first video. I mean, murdering indiscriminately is one thing, but torturing a 10-year-old isn't something you can just come back from. Guess I was wrong, Star Wars. You actually have a diverse female and she's the main villain. And you didn't do what you usually do and have her do a bunch of horrible things, and then at the very end do one good thing, and then you're supposed to just change your perspective on her. Way to go, Disney. Didn't see that coming. I'm kidding, I was totally right. That's exactly what they did. Disney sucks, and they're the worst kind of suck. They're predictable suck, but we'll get more into that later. So, right before Reva's about to push the torture button, Kenobi comes from the shadows and saves the day. Oh yeah, Kenobi made it on to the super fortress with little to no resistance. And what do you know? Kenobi gets there right in the nick of time, and hey, he even remembered how to use his lightsaber. Then, Kenobi, being the master of disguise that he is, puts on a long coat, hides Leia in it, and tries to awkwardly walk out the front door. What the hell am I watching? Oddly enough, that plan didn't work, and they have to shoot their way out. They get to the ships and fly away, and some unknown character gets blowed up, and you're supposed to care for some reason. Darth is pissed and he starts giving Reva the old invisible choke trick, but she said this was all part of her master plan, and she's got a tracker and Leia's half a Pokemon ball. I'm not even gonna get into how stupid that is. Not while I'm still getting over the whole trench coat thing. Episode 4 over. Episode 5 starts out with them making it to a rebel base. Bunch of refugees and not a lot of soldiers. But that's okay because they're not planning on staying. Sure hope some evil droid doesn't ruin that plan. Ah, damn it. Seeing that the Empire has found them, they start preparing to leave. Sure hope that giant roof lid works. And I sure hope the only way to fix it isn't in some tiny vent that no average adult could fit in.
Did you try going in the vents to see what's going on?
I'm a little too big to be crawling around in the vents. Would you like to try?
I'm going to need a ladder.
You trust me? I trust her. Get her the ladder.
Why don't you put her in charge?
Who are the writers of this show? Oh, I know. Let's have a 10-year-old go into a tiny spark tunnel full of thousands of wires. This will be believable. Anyway, Reva shows up with an army and busts out the door-breaking cannon. Knowing the door isn't going to hold forever, Kenobi decides to try to distract Reva and buy them more time. It's then we find out more about Reva and her horribly stupid plan. You see, Reva is a former youngling Jedi who was there when Anakin went from confused teenager to child murderer. And what do you know, she survived and spends the next 10 years coming up with the most stupid plan that's ever been seen on TV. Reva wants revenge for the murdering of all her friends and Jedi Masters. How does she do it? By hunting down, torturing, and murdering every man, woman, and child that might be a Jedi. All in the hopes that she might one day be in the same room as Darth Vader. Strike him down. Just forget the fact that she's already been in the same room with him several times already. If you think about it too hard, your brain might pop, but whatever. Let's just go with this insanely convoluted story for this character. Kenobi figures out her intentions and offers to help. But I guess Reva gets bored and decides to start cutting down the door with her lightsaber, which kinda makes the big cannon kinda stupid now. She could've just easily sliced through it. But whatever, what do I know? So then the closest battle in history happens where nobody actually gets hit. Some stuff gets blowed up and more characters that nobody care about die. And Kenobi and friends barricade themselves up and wait for round 2. Then Kenobi decides to give himself up to give themselves more time and try to get in Reva's head. He offers to help her with her terrible plan, which I guess she accepts because she ends up letting him go back into the base where he can easily escape. And what do you know, by the time Kenobi gets back, Leia has found the wire that's been directly in front of her the whole time and she's able to fix the door. They escape and Reva finally gets her honorable revenge by sneaking up on Darth Vader and trying to kill him from behind. But apparently Vader doesn't even have to look at you and use the Force to stop people mid-swing. Pretty decent lightsaber battle happens, but ultimately Vader runs Reva right through. So then Vader tells her he knew her plan the whole time. How that makes sense, why he would let this go, I don't know, it's almost like it's stupid and poorly written. And oh look, old Robot had somehow survived his impaling. Does anybody die in this stupid galaxy?
Amenda blaben Rosanna Bante.
Next thing you're gonna tell me Samuel L. Jackson didn't really die. Oh, come on! Reva's left there to die, but even though her inside should be soup, and she has the exact same injury as Qui-Gon, but she doesn't die. No one dies. No one ever dies. You either become a space ghost, or somebody finds you randomly and puts a bunch of robotic nonsense into you. Not Reva, though. She's just impervious to lightsabers, I guess. So there she is, on the ground, not dying, where she finds a random plot device, plays it, and then figures, hey, I gotta go kill a little boy. How that affects Vader, killing a small child that he knows nothing about, I don't know, but hey, this is current Star Wars, baby. End of episode. Episode 5 picks up with Kenobi and friends trying to get away from Darth Vader's Star Destroyer. The ship is damaged and can't get away, so Kenobi offers to leave the ship to lead them away. This of course leads to an emotional moment with Leia. Remember that for later. Vader sees Kenobi leaving the ship and predictably says, hey, go after him and forget the rebels. Even old Robot Head saw the flaw in this plan.
Lord, we must continue our pursuit of the insurgents. We cannot prioritize one lone Jedi.
But the plot needs it to happen, so Vader's like,
This is Disney.
so the rebels get away and we get to see Kenobi versus Vader, round 2. Oh yeah, Reva's still alive and she magically somehow made it across the galaxy to hunt down Luke. How did she get there? I don't know, stop asking me. So Vader hunts down Kenobi, follows him to the nearest planet, tracks him down, and drops this line that somehow got past the writing room.
Have you come to destroy me, Obi-Wan?
I just can't. So the fight begins and we get round 2. And I'll be honest, it is a much better looking fight. Meanwhile, Reva has found out where Luke lives and is on his way to kill him. Instead of running in any direction, Luke's aunt and uncle decide to put up a fight. Meanwhile, Darth is dominating the fight and actually buries Kenobi under a bunch of rocks. Kenobi, thinking of Leia, a 10-year-old girl he met 3 days ago, finds the inner strength to move the rocks and attack Vader. Speaking of which, guess what Kenobi uses to help defeat Vader? You guessed it. And Vader's like,
Should have remembered the rocks.
I should have.
why does Star Wars keep going back to this? Seriously, the Force should just be called Mind Rock at this point. But anyway, after Kenobi rocks Vader, he gets in one good shot, and we get this scene. Whoa, what a cool, original, oh.
Ahsoka.
Son of a... After a good cry, Kenobi just walks away and lets Vader live. Sure hope he doesn't do something crazy like blow up a planet. Oh. Sensing Luke is in trouble, Kenobi rushes back to save him. Reva, giant hole in her stomach and all, makes short work out of Luke's uncle and aunt, then begins to chase Luke into the desert. Reva catches Luke, and just about when she's ready to cut him in half, fade to black. Kenobi shows up, just in time to see Reva bring back Luke safe and sound, then begins sobbing because she couldn't kill him. You heard that correctly, she is crying hysterically because she couldn't murder a child. And instead of lopping off her head, that would, you know, keep Luke safe and get rid of a crazy person, he just has some weird talk with her and lets her go. I'm seeing a pattern here. So after that unclimactic ending, Kenobi goes and sees Leia. You know, because they have that special connection. And Leia's so happy to see him, she runs right past him to hug her half a Pokemon ball. There's some weird groomer speech about how she's not going to be 10 the rest of her life. And takes off. But not before visiting Luke and riding a space camel into the sunset. Oh yeah, Ghost Qui-Gon shows up, but it means nothing. Episode 6, over. So there it is. A convoluted cash grab that nobody asked for. I could pick it apart more, but this was supposed to be a quick video, hence the name. But Disney Star Wars is so bad I had to go into a deeper dive. Damn you, Disney. You should just change your name to First Draft. It would be a better description of your entire product. How you thought Reva would be a good character is beyond me. And her not murdering a small child somehow makes her a good guy now is just... there's no words. I would say I'm a genius how I predicted the whole thing, but let's be honest, Disney's just that bad and that predictable. But that's all I got. Hope you liked it. That was my not so quick pop on Kenobi episodes 4 through 6.